Recording.
Hello, fellow teachers. Today we're going to talk about phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and parag pragmatics presentation for you all so you can learn how to teach this to your students. Before we can dive into that, we need to look at linguistics. Linguistics is the study of language. So, as you see here on the screen, there's the picture of how it works. So, if you start in the center, um, you start the smallest and you work your way out. So, just like a child, an infant, you learn sounds and you learn how to talk. And then once you learn how to talk, you learn how to make sentences. And after you make sentences, you words and sentences, and then you learn how to read it, you learn how to speak it, you learn how to write it properly. So this is a good picture for you to reference when you're thinking of linguistics. So the first circle in logistics is phonology, which deals with the speech and the ability to read, spell, and write. Um, if you look at the definition on the screen, it is the study of speech, sound systems, and language, including the rules and patterns by which phonemes are combined into words and phrases. Students are must learn the units of speech and text that represent them. They must be able to segment simple words and blend sounds together, learning sounds and letters to be able to help them read and spell them. But before that, in early childhood, they need to learn phonological awareness, like rhyming, word syllables, beginning sounds, ending sounds, and word blends. As you see on the slide, there's an example of some words and how the spelling versus the sounds is different. So, for instance, like you are asking the child to write the word leg. Well, when they make the sounds, they sound leg. So they hear Lag when we know that it's Leg. Same with ink. They see ink, they hear ink, they hear an E, so they write it with an E. So as they are developing, they start to learn that some letters and some blends sound different than they actually are spelled. The next thing is morphology. Morphology is the study of meaningful units of language and how they are combined in word formation. So morphology is a breakdown of words into parts. The broken down words help us decode, spell, and understand the meaning of words. The English language has many words that are similar spelled, for example, affect and effect. To understand morphology better, you must also know there are two parts, two categories. There's free and there's bound. Free are words that can be stand alone, and bound are morphosis that are combined with other morphemes. Looking at the picture on the slide can give you some ideas of base words. And then when you add together suffixes this or single words to combine together, they change the meaning of the word. Um, so like um, you can take night and crawler and then make night crawler. Or if you see down below, like fight plus ing makes fighting. So just changing the words a little bit and learning the formations is what morphology is. Syntax is the next in our circle of linguistics. Syntax is a rule system within the language that governs how speakers can combine and order words to make coherent, meaningful sentences. So syntax is important for reading comprehension and writing because it is part of the Common Core standards. Um, every school has to follow standards in their teaching. So part of the Common Core standards is, reading and writing and math standards so that teachers know where the starting point is and where their ending point is to see the progress of their students throughout the school year. The standards look at language proficiency, accurate print, word ID, word meaning, ability to understand the sentence, and way to organize it. The way it's organized. When teaching the students, it is best to take the sentence apart to make sure they are understanding each part and then putting them back together again. By doing this, you are helping to make them a stronger, more accurate reader. So, perfect example of the picture, running is he fast, very. That doesn't make sense. So we need to teach the child he is running very fast. So teaching the order of words so that they make sense. Semantics is the next thing. Semantics is the studying of meaning in language. When looking at the meaning of language, you also need to understand the nature of meaning at a word level, sentence level, and in context. Comprehension is a big part of semantics. Looking at the picture on the side, you will see the word recognition times language comprehension equals reading comprehension. The picture is called the simple rule of reading, meaning children need to have the words to comprehend the meaning. For example, a sentence like, Mom called out, stop, as the children began to cross the street. The children need to know the context. So they're in the street, could be dangerous. So if mom's yelling stop on the street, you know the context, and her tone of voice could mean that she's scared that you might get hit by a car. Um, you know, she's not trying to be mean, but she needs to yell out so you hear her. Children learn vocabulary before they can speak. If a child is going to school and has low knowledge of words and their meanings, their ability to read is going to be low. In summary, semantics is ability to decode words, know the word meaning, and their relations to other words to be able to read accurately. As a teacher, it is important for you to teach vocabulary and using words in sentences. For example, just stopping in a book, taking the sentence apart, the grandmother is eating oatmeal. What is oatmeal? Those kinds of things, like just stopping and going over words. Pragmatics is the language and using and understanding language goes beyond words. Um, there are many types of ways we can use language. We don't have to use our voice. A lot of language is through body language. The tone, the body language associated with the way someone is talking to you, the way words are used, the way there are spoken in another way language is used. There's still a skill set to language to know who and how to express your language too. So, for example, this picture reminded me of this. It says, how much do you want to cut the grass? Well, the person is asking, like, how much money do you want? I'm assuming. And the boy, I'm assuming, is like, I don't want to do it. So, no, not much. I don't want to cut the grass. And then again, I mean, how much money? And the boy says, I mean, I don't want to cut it much. And then the baby, it's hard language. So it's just like the way you're saying things, versus what they actually mean, um, is how sometimes we interpret language the wrong way. So lastly, we're going to talk about some activities that you can do as a teacher to strengthen, um, the rules of language, learning the language, learning where to start, um, with children. Um, Language starts in infancy. When babies are watching you, listening to your tone, watching your body language, so they understand, they know what is coming because they're always watching and listening. Um, Once we get past that infant stage, we get toddler preschool stage, we really need to start working on playing with words. So a good example of playing with words is rhyming. So I like to do this rhyming game in a carpet setting. And what I do is have the kids sit on the carpet, on the edge, and I show them we're gonna rhyme with today. So today I have some cards with the Ott family. Um, so today we're gonna rhyme and we're gonna sing riddle dee, can you make a rhyme with me? I have boat, you have goat. Now say it with me. Boat, goat. Those rhyme because they end with the OAT. Let's do it again. Riddle dee dee. Can you make a rhyme with me? I say float. You say goat. Float, goat. So that's just one example of a quick rhyming game you can do. Another game I like to do for letter sound recognition also goes into some of the other stages we talked about, like learning what things mean. Um, so you take just like letter cards and put them around the room. So maybe you put a letter D on the door, you put a T on the table, you put an S on the sink, you put an E on the easel. And then you have the kids give the kids a card and you say, go find this letter and stand next to it. And I'm gonna come see if you found your match. And taking the time to go over there, seeing if they know the letter, seeing if they know the object and what the object does. So those are just some examples of things you can do in the classroom to help your students. I hope this presentation was helpful for you today. Thank you for watching.